Hello, and welcome to Operation 700 Vlog number 7. This is going to cover week 7 training, and also we'll introduce the new block, a new program. So that's what we'll begin with. We'll begin with a new block, which you'll see on the left hand side here. So we'll just big screen that. Okay, so here we have our volume and intensity chart. So you'll see blue is total lifts. So I'm trying to adopt Boris Shilko inspired sort of training routine, but rather than just taking one of Shilko's own programs, like the numbered programs from his book, I've decided to take the principles that I learned from a seminar and try intermingle them with my own programming. I think that way I'll understand it a lot more, and it'll help me utilize it a lot better, rather than just trying to use his training cycles or use his own volume, intensity, or just example programs that he has produced, and just try to shoehorn my own numbers into them. He said himself in his own seminar that all of those programs were example programs. So an example program was something that was written for someone else. He was saying when he wrote something for someone, it would always be individual. It would be tailored for that athlete. So, like, one routine might work great for an athlete with a good volume tolerance, but another one won't work so well with another athlete. So to try to find where my sweet spot is, volume tolerance, intensity wise, I'm just kind of going to muddle through myself. So what I've done is I've taken a template that I've written for one of my own lifters and just adapted it slightly for myself. So here you see, so what I'm trying to do for the first block, and if it works, what I will do for the rest of for the preceding blocks, is I'm looking just to undulate between intensity and volume. So you'll see here on week 1, volume's the highest it's going to be by a mile, intensity is the lowest. Week 2, volume takes a big dip, intensity takes a spike. Week 3, volume takes a spike, intensity takes a dip, and week 4, the highest intensity, average intensity, and the lowest volume. So volume is measured by total number of lifts. So only looking at total number of lifts as regards to competition lifts or variance. So that's the measure of volume in the blue line, and the red line represents the intensity. So it's the average for all sets. So 50%, one set of 5 at 50%, one set of 5 at 60%, and one set of 5 at 70% would have a total lifts of 15 and a relative intensity of 60%, because it's the average of all the lifts. Okay, so that's the overview. We'll get in. I'll not go through the entire block. I'll go through that on a week-to-week basis, but I'll just kind of scroll through it, give you a look. So on the template, we have the week, we have the sessions here. Each session has 3 competition variations, or 3 main lifts. Normally a lower body, upper body, lower body, or upper body, lower body, upper body. That way, if you're doing like a lower body lift, the upper body gives you a break, so you're fresher for the second lower body lift, and likewise for the upper body, which is obviously just bench press really. The lower body lift gives the upper body a rest, so you can, in theory, do better in the next exercise. And the assistants here, to be honest, will probably not be doing most of this. I'll probably do a little bit. I'll do back mainly. Will be what I will do. I'll probably do it every second day. I haven't done any assistance this week. It's not something that I really do a lot of. I do some of it, and we'll be doing some as I go forward, but not something that I'll be emphasizing, or something that I get bent out of shape about if I miss, because I don't think it's of a lot of importance. Okay, so this week, week 1, session 1, pause squat with a 2-second hold, although when you see the video, it's definitely not a 2-second hold. Close grip bench press, squat, session 1. Session 2, bench press, pause deadlift, incline bench press. Session 3, floor press, squat against chains, feet up bench press. Session 4, deadlift from deficit, pause bench press, and deadlift from block. This session here was probably the only session this week that I completed that I have completed as writ, and it completely fucked me up. I completed this deadlift. I completed this as writ up till here, and then my shoulder decided that it wasn't playing ball. So what I've done for bench press is I went to 35% for 4 sets of 8 on that, on incline press. If that was completed as writ, apart from squat against chains, there's 2 sets of 4 done at that intensity with warm-ups, so that's about right. But the chains weren't there, so the chains were in the gym I was training at. Feet up bench press was not performed at all. Basically, session 3 and session 4, the way that the weeks worked out, I've basically done both of those in one session. So you'll see when we go through the log what I've done precisely, but I've basically amalgamated both of those sessions together in one. So I'm pretty sore at the minute. Okay, so that's the basic structure of the program, how it's going to look going forward. Rather than going through each week together, I'll just go through them individually as we go. And as you'll know from watching the other series, things start off planned in such a way, and they will develop as I go, depending on how my body reacts, how I feel, if I make a stupid mistake, basically when we implement things in the real world. Okay, so that's the planning aspect. So hopefully you have an idea of the plan going forward, what the idea is. There is no linear progression for this. This is more just of a training block to get used to the style of training, get into it. I'm not looking to achieve any landmarks this block. On the heavier sessions, I've got like here, like deadlift on week 2. I may look to maybe go for some goals, some milestone goals, but we'll discuss that maybe on week 2. Week 1, definitely just getting used to the program, and it's a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be initially. It looks reasonably innocuous on the spreadsheet, but when you start doing this sort of training, as you've probably heard before, it's not innocuous at all. Okay, so this is session 1, Monday. Starting off with some back squat, or pause squat, sorry, 200 kilos. So you see, not 2 seconds. Look if it's 1 second. Great view of the kite there. Looking real fat, awesome. These felt okay to start with. This was the last set, so by this stage, my legs had decided that they were away for the weekend. If you need to check out this guy in the back here, is one of our interns, Mattia. Check out the tash. That sweet ass porn star mustache. Look, he's miring return. Do 180 miring out of 10. Look at that tash, it's beautiful. Alright, Mattia, if you're watching this, keep sporting that tash, bro. This is feet up bench press, which was meant to be bench press. And again, the reason that this feet up bench press is this bench, which is about 5 feet in the air, and also made out of what I can determine as a Swiss ball, because it rattles around like fuck when you use it. Not the greatest bit of kit on God's green earth. We'll start that again. But yeah, these felt pretty good. It's just 4x4, 70%, so it was never really going to be much of an issue. These bars are heavenly blessed, Texas bars, really good bit of kit. Just straight up squat, again another view of the glorious kite. 225, so 80% for 3 sets of 3. These were tough as fuck. This is one of the first times in a long time that I was thinking to myself, you know what, fuck this. This workout's bullshit. I'm jacking it. I completed the workout. This is the last set, but between set 1 and 2 of the 3x3 at 80%, I was thinking this workout is retarded. There's no way I'm getting through it. But continued on through and seen it out. Okay, so this is Tuesday. Tuesday morning as a note of interest potentially. I woke up and was at work for about 3-4 hours, and kind of noted that my lower back was a bit stiff, which was strange for me because I don't normally get a stiff low back from squatting. and my legs weren't that sore. Later as the day went on, the things kind of righted themselves dramatically, and my low back was not too bad, and my legs were fucked. This is workout 2, so this is just 140 on the bench press again, just with a wide grip. So that was close grip beforehand. This is normal grip, and again I think this is 4x4 on this. So like we mentioned beforehand, and with the grip just trying to come out, so you'll notice my ring finger is on here. So would you see how this shoulder reacts to it? Shoulder has not been great this week. After this workout, shoulder's been a bit dicey. One of the reasons why I kind of postponed Thursday's workout to today is to give it another day's rest. Seems to have worked, got through the workout not too bad today. So all in all, not too bad. That was pretty easy. This is pause deadlift. So it's 4 sets of 3 on this, or 3 sets of 4, sorry. So from there, again, looking for a second or 2 pause. I think I probably read 2-second pause on the deadlift, but when you write something on deadlift and when you actually do it, sometimes they change. These didn't feel too great, although watching back, they look pretty good. That pause could definitely be longer. That's one thing next week I'm probably going to do with myself, is just be stricter on things like pauses, and another glimpse of that glorious stomach. Okay, so that's session 2, pretty straightforward session. I went on to do some incline bench press after those pause deadlifts. The plan was to do 120 for 4x4, or 60% of my bench for 4x4, but it just not happening. So I did 70 kilos for 4 sets of 8, and the idea now, what I've programmed in, is I'm just going to gradually, quite slowly, build up the incline bench press and see how we go with it. It may get axed as we go. Okay, so this is today's session. It's a bit of a mammoth session. Started off with deficit deadlift, warmed up, set of 5 at 140, and then 4x4 at 180. This is the final set. And these felt absolutely fucking horrendous. It just feels like it takes ages for the bar to get off the floor. Obviously 180 is not hugely difficult, so they went fairly smoothly. But yeah, pretty horrendous exercise. This is just feet up bench press. Again, meant to be bench press, but doing a feet up because these benches are terrible. This is going by a whirlwind pace. On feet up bench press, I did 2 sets of 8 at 55%, and then I think it was 3 sets of 3 at 80%, so 160. Here we have 80% on the deadlift for 4x4 off blocks. Blocks are about 15 inches, or the bar, sorry, on the blocks about 15 inches, maybe 14, 15 inches. These again felt real shit. I could just feel, I thought doing them I was losing integrity here, I thought I was losing my arch. We'll just watch this one back. You can see, definitely losing integrity through there. It's quite awkward. I mean, I feel like from the floor, I can hold this position and generate enough speed, enough torque to get it moving and hold this position. But when it starts getting heavier, or sorry, when it's from this kind of height, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because I rely on quite a lot of leg drive to get things moving. I find these really difficult, which might be a sign that they're good and something that I need to do. It's definitely something I'm going to persevere with during the rest of the training block. This is deficit deadlift's going to come in and out, and pause deadlift's going to come in and out of the program. So next week, the first session is going to be deficit deadlift on deadlift, and then it's going to be just straight up deadlift on the last session with block deadlift at the end. But block deadlift's definitely going to be in the rest of the program, because it's something I definitely think that will help me as I go. But yeah, definitely losing my back shape on those. Back doesn't feel too bad at the minute. We'll see how that tracks over the weekend after a weekend of traveling, which is always fantastic. Yeah, that's that. I think we go to floor press. So the initial plan on the floor press, that was going to be like a foam roller press or a board press. But I'm just jettisoning for the floor press. I've not done floor press in ages. Something I used to do quite a lot. It's not something I would consider like a keystone are not something that I would consider as a mainstay of the program. Something I'm going to be utilizing for the next 4 weeks to see what the kind of return is. And like the incline bench press, it's something I'm probably going to be doing with fairly low intensity and moderate rep range of like 6 to 8 reps, and just build it up over time and just give it a chance, give it a shot in the program and see what it adds and if it's worth keeping in. But yeah, it's just 4 sets of 8 on this, fairly straightforward stuff. And then just finished off with 2 sets of 4 on the back squat at 70%. And these felt horrendous. My legs are fucked. But I'm going to get the weekend now to recover. So we'll see how we pitch up on Monday and we take off on week 2 of the program. So that's pretty much the week of training. I do have some volume to make up on squats and on bench press. I may get a chance to do them tomorrow. Probably unlikely. Early start and an early travel, so I'll probably just concentrate on getting what I need done work-wise over the weekend and just not worry about training. And we'll get back at it on Monday. Yeah, that will conclude this vlog, I think. I pretty much said everything I need to. I hope you all enjoy your Easter weekend. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next week for vlog number 8 of Operation 600. If you want to get in touch, you can shoot me an email, speedpowerperformance@gmail.com. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you like what you've seen. I'll catch you next week. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Mark. Goodbye.